Hey guys, it's a black, blue, and dead all over. I thought I would do something a little differently this time and show off some of my cool zombie mythics. Cards that really make me happy. Hold on tight while I get into the deck portion and I can show it off. Okay, here we are. We are in my Horde deck. I'm going to show off some of the mythic rares I have here. All right, here we go. Cemetery Illuminator, flying. Whenever Cemetery Illuminator enters the battlefield or attacks, exile a card from a graveyard. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. Once each turn, you may cast a spell from the top of your library if it shares a card type with a card exiled with Cemetery Illuminator. Now, he's not currently in any deck, but I'm thinking about doing a solo blue zombie deck. So when that happens, he's going to pop in there. And then, my favorite, and I have 3 of them, Necro Duality. Whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Man, this is a mighty powerful card right here. Let me tell you, this just really turns my my deck almost unbeatable when I can get this guy out. And I've played with 2 or 3 of them out at the same time, so yeah, it can be sick. Okay, and this is Tainted Adversary, and he's a fairly new addition to the deck. I created him from a wild card just a few days ago. He has Death Touch. When Tainted Adversary enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, put that many +1/+1 counters on Tainted Adversary, then create twice that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens with Decayed. He's a really good one for the type of deck I like to play. This is one of the few battles I actually play, and I put it in my zombie deck because what it does is it's an Invasion of Innistrad, and it's flash. You can play it anytime. When it enters the battlefield, target a creature an opponent controls gets -13 until end of turn. That is sick. And when it transforms into Deluge of the Dead, and it's an enchantment, and when it enters the battlefield, you create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. You can do 3 and exile a target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, you can create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Now, that's obviously raiding, the opponent's graveyard, which I love to do. I'm such a ghoul. Okay, Cemetery Desecrator. I love this guy, too. He's Menace. When he enters the battlefield or dies, you can exile another card from a graveyard. When you do, choose one. Remove X counters from target permanent, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. Or target creature an opponent controls gets -X until end of turn, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. So if you have a really high, costing card in your graveyard or the enemy's graveyard, you can kill a lot of creatures with this. Oh man, you guys have heard me talk about this one. Now, this is a hostile. Yeah, say that fast 5 times. Now, this card may end up being as unpredictable as like a Force of Nature. I'll never forget when I played Force of Nature. I thought it was the greatest card in the world. But man, it cost so much, and it took so much to get it out. And after a while, I just figured, it's not really worth it. Force of Nature, on the surface, on paper, it looks like a great card. But geez, 8 upkeep, it turns on you. I mean, it was a hard card. So this one might be the same. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to transform it yet. But basically, you can use this land to add mana, or you can sacrifice a creature, put a soul counter on hostile. Then if there are 3 or more soul counters on it, remove those counters, transform it, then untap it, activate only as a sorcery. It will transform into Creeping In. Whenever Creeping In attacks, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of creature cards exiled with Creeping In. If you spend 4, Creeping In phases out. Again, this one might be just too bulky, complicated, but darn it, I'm going to play it someday. That's it. Those are some of the mythic rares that bring me to the dance. I love them. I've carefully crafted my deck with those zombie mythic rares, and I'm anxious to put together that mono blue zombie deck. I think that's going to be awesome. And yeah, that's it. Just thought I'd pop down here. I had a few minutes, show off some of my cards, flex my collection, and I will talk to you soon.